Okay, guys. Man, I'm trying to stop talking about things happening in my life, but I will stand up for myself. This is the danger of not implemented in insanity, but if you look too much, if you look too much into the gangstalking stuff, they want you to do that so you can come up with false theories in your mind, right? Now, it doesn't mean that they're not doing these things, but it does mean that they can make it look like people who aren't involved are involved when they're not. See, everywhere I go, there's either, and they do it because they'll be like, sometimes it's one ethnicity, sometimes it's another, sometimes it's a mix. But, like for example, when I forgot that Auckland FC had a semi-final. Was it not the not this week gone, but the weekend before? Um, I was running and running at the gym because I do 20-minute runs. So this week I pushed it up. I was like, okay, well, yeah, it's good having comfort. It's good doing things like that, but we don't know when we're going to start working. We're going to start working, again. Keep applying, and I'll take a job. Um, but the thing is this, is I was talking about, I don't really pray or meditate for my sports teams to win. When I'm praying and meditating, it's always about getting, good relationships as well as finances, employment, wanting to get a woman in my life. It's always those things. It used to be like revelations of God and all this type of stuff when I was like a teenager, or um, help me to get rid of bad habits and stuff when I was like teenager and my 20s, and the bad habits was always conducive to what I thought was a bad habit at the time, or my interpretation of the Bible at the time. There's definitely something taking care of me because I wouldn't have survived this long if there wasn't. Baby, be a simple kind of man. That song just came to mind. Won't you be someone you love and understand? Baby, be a simple kind of man. Oh, won't you do this for me, son, if you can? Oh, yes, I will. And always remember, there is someone up above. Baby, be a simple kind of man. And be someone you love and understand. Baby, be a simple kind of man. Would you do this for me, son, if you can? Oh, yes, I will. Doom, 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 da 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 doom, da 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 doom, bow, doom, bow, doom. See, I like songs from all different kinds of generations. And I used to think that most of the Aussie fans, Aussie Osbourne fans, would have been like baby boomers and Gen Xers, but it turns out that um, the average age of his fan is in his 20s, so it goes to show, it's people grow out of things and stuff. And I wasn't a fan of him when I was in my 20s because, when you're in your teens and 20s, you're into the stuff that either your parents brought up with, or it's the stuff you come across at that time, or maybe you're in a certain genre and your parents weren't into that, so you bumped into some bands from like you met people out and about who were that age, and you liked modern bands of the same genre or similar genre, like because there's all these different type of metal and rock, but it's all abbreviations of the same thing. It's all like slight differences, like times change. And then most of them you don't like the most of the old ones, but then you get the odd ones that you do. And anyway, that song's from Lynyrd Skynyrd, Simple Man. So I'm not saying be dumb, just don't look too much into the stalking stuff. And I remember Terry Joel Jr. saying this will happen when you're online to becoming great. Well, here's the thing: it's been happening since I was a teenager, so I thoroughly believe it's if you're different, right? If you're different, and when I was fully employed, whether it was at the tannery, the factory, or with working security, it was like way down. So from my experience, they tend to go for those who are, yeah, in a rough time, right? So I know from God, He's told me that I'm gonna, my kids and my grandkids will always be earning at least double the amount the average person. Some will be triple the amount, and that's gonna be for future generations to come. See, when I go to different places, these different groups, it's different ages, both genders, and different ethnicities. So that goes to show, and it's always conducive to whatever I was speaking about that day. So they try and do this mind game thing. It was either that day or something like, clothing they wear and things like that has always got to do with something I was talking about that day or the day before whenever I was doing a TikTok. And so it's all mind games thing. And it'll be like one person here and then another person over there, but it'll be like a different scene, different situations. But then there'll be a group here and then a group there, and because maybe you were talking about doing this and that, and then you see them doing the exact same thing or the exact opposite. But then when you look back and like when you come around the corner, you look back at them, you see them like they're just hanging around, just like chatting with each other rather than running like they were. Like when you're going for a walk and you're talking about runs and walking, and then they're like running real fast, and then you might walk around the corner and then type of thing because you're just cruising in a walk, and then you walk around the corner back, you look back, and there's a group of people on their phones, and then they look up and they see you, and they look up, they see you, and they're like looking at us, and then they look at each other, and they just and then they start running again. It's like because competition thing. But most recent example, I went to the mall last night, just wanted to walk around, and then I was out in the street just enjoying the air, using the BNZ Wi-Fi to see if I can use it, and then all of a sudden, this car pulls up. You all good? Like they're going this, and then there was a car full of people. So you don't know which one. And in the past, when I was like in my early 20s, there was times I actually hopped in those cars. And my parents were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, So I actually ended up in some dodgy situations, but then someone would know me or know someone who knew me and say, "Oh, this guy's helped this person, he's helped that person," and, he prays to God and tells people stuff, so what's the deal, And then there'd just be some bullies who had taken me there with bad plans, but then it didn't happen because of those reasons. So thank God for those people. Nowadays, my go-to is just never hop in any car. Been that way for a number of years. Yeah. See you.